Today we're here with Charlie Hatcher. Now you are the commissioner of the Department of Agriculture, correct?
I am. So I was appointed by Governor Beale in 2019.
Uh-huh. And were you a politician?
Far from it. So, but I was kind of thrust into it. I was the governor's veterinarian, family veterinarian for gosh, many years.
You grew up on a dairy farm?
I did. So I'm a dairy farmer through and through. I probably have a little bit of whole milk running through my veins. I mean, I've consumed so much of it, and it's. I live on a dairy farm now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the 5th generation to live on that farm, and my kids are the 6th, and my grandkids are the 7th.
Okay. You became a veterinarian now.
I did. Back, I left the farm for a time there and went off to vet school and practiced out of the state for about 10 years, and then went back in the early 90s and built a veterinary practice on the farm and practiced there for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter became a veterinarian, and she's running the family veterinary business now.
You've worked your way to the Commissioner of Agriculture. So what all does that entail?
God, that's a big kettle of fish.
Yeah.
So the mission is to serve, support, and promote agriculture and forestry, and that's a big deal. In Tennessee, ag and forestry are the #1 industries to the tune of $90 billion annual impact. Mm-hmm. So it's big. But that comes with it, you know, that there's a regulatory component, feed, seed, fertilizer, weights and measures, food safety, then we got animal health, then we got forestry, and we got business development, and we got commodities, and it's just, we impact every Tennessean every day in some way. Mm-hmm. Tennessee is about as aggressive a state as there is in the country on economic development for ag and forestry.
Last week we had Joey sitting in that chair there. He talked about Cultivate. Were you part of that?
So that was a previous, Julius Johnson, our commissioner, started that in 2016. And we have loved the concept, loved the model. Tennessee State Department of Agriculture is one of only a few state departments of agriculture that are on a working farm. Mm-hmm. And Cultivate, the Joey's operation, has made that possible. So he's taken the power of agriculture, the power of dirt. You know, there's something magical about dirt, right? Mm-hmm. Or soil, what do you want to call it?
It's one of the same. I'm not going to argue about that.
I mean, don't you think, as far as healing and spiritual and transformational and work ethic and all that?
You can't explain to someone that hasn't farmed or tilled the earth what it really is.
The reason Cultivate is so impactful is because it can change people's lives mm-hmm. through the dirt and give them purpose. Mm-hmm. And we're in a situation in this country that the average age of the farmer is close to 60. Mm-hmm. And in the next 5 years, over half the farmers are going to reach the age 65. Which is retirement age, but they don't usually retire. They just
die
out.
Retire. Yeah. They maybe just go to mowing the road ditches.
Yeah. But we have this aging population. So wherever we can gain a farmer mm-hmm. through this program for every walk of life, age, sex, color, creed, whatever it is, we need to do it, or we're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah. Are you, with that Cultivate program, I mean, is there any worry from the state because you're dealing with people that, you know, maybe have had some sordid pasts? You
know, I think it's a consideration, but we deal with Cultivate like we would any other contract. And so if they meet our mission, mm-hmm. It's good use of the land down there. I think the model is something that could be replicated statewide and nationwide.
This is not a fair question for you, but there are people out there watching in rural America that are looking at you and listening to you and thinking, why can't we have that in my state? There are commissioners or whatever they're called of Department of Agriculture all over this country that don't have the support that it seems like you have. What advice would you have for that person sitting out there going, I want to help my state the way Tennessee is helping their rural parts?
It takes some time, first of all. Mm-hmm. You got to get your ducks in a row. You've got to tell the story of the concept and why it's so successful, and you got to tell that story to the people that are going to be the decision makers, which are going to be your state legislators, it's going to be your governor, it's going to be your commissioners, those people within the state that can make it happen, because you got to do it, you got to get some buy-in with it. But how do you argue with success? Well, Cultivate's a success story for that. So they've taken the power of agriculture and the power of food and the power of dirt, taken peoples that were not contributing to society, transformed their lives into growing things, and changing them to a purposeful life, to contributing citizens. And that's what we need.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate what your state's doing, because obviously rural America means a lot to me, a lot to this audience too. And we're a forgotten part of this country. And it's sad to see sometimes. I mean, you talk about food deserts and people just, they could go to maybe a convenience store and Mountain Dew. I mean, that's all they've got. It's good to see a state, especially like yours, that has a big agriculture, forestry population. It's good to see you guys taking it so seriously. Well, Charlie, it's very cool, your story, and how you've had different stages in your life, and that how you were telling me earlier that you still spend most of the nights on the farm. That keeps you grounded.
It does. When you wake up on a dairy farm 50 feet and you live 50 feet from the barn itself, that smell of cow manure just kind of keeps you going and keeps you grounded. If
people want to contact you, find out more about you, social media, emails, where would they go?
I guess probably the best would go to the Tennessee Department of Agriculture website, and we've got all our divisions on there, anything they'd want to know about the department. Yeah.
Charlie Hatcher, I want to thank you for what you do. I wish you could be the national commissioner of agriculture, and you could take what you've done here in Tennessee throughout the whole country. There's so many parts of rural America. We can't even begin to. I wouldn't even know them. You wouldn't even know them. But they all need help. Yes, our city friends need help too. But it seems like we get forgotten. So I want to thank you in your state for what you're doing.
Yeah, agriculture is the solution to many of the world's biggest problems.
Yeah, I would agree. Charlie Hatcher, thank you very much.